Welcome to day 55 of our school year. Okay, let's get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days, and we are on day 55. And so now we want to think about our numerator of 55. Is that prime or composite? Well, it ends in a 5, so I know that 5 is a factor. So I've already thought of another factor besides 1 in itself. I've thought of at least 3. That's more than 2, so it has to be composite. And if you're unsure, you can always check on your prime number sieve, and 55 is not circled. So that means we need to do our prime factorization for both the denominator and our numerator. Okay, and our first 5 prime, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. 1 plus 8 plus 0 is 9, and 9 is a multiple of 3, so 3 will work here. I can get 3 groups of 6 tens out of 180. This is, again, 6 plus 0 is 6. That is a multiple of 3. I can get 2 groups, 2 tens times 3 is 60. So 20 groups of 3 out of 60. That is even, so I can divide by 2. That is even, so I can divide by 2. I get 5. 5 is prime, so I'm done. Now here, it ends in a 5, so I can do 5. I get 11. 11 is prime, so I'm done. Let's go ahead and do our prime factorization. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5, and then 5 times 11. Do you have anything in common in both? We do. We have 5 in both. So 5 is our greatest common factor. I'm left with 11 in the numerator, and 2 times 2, which is 4, times 3 is 12, times 3 is 36, 1136. Let's go ahead and make our groups of 5. Since that is our greatest common factor. Alright, groups did not have to look like mine, but you do have to have 5 in each, and you want to keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. So each of my rows here has 2 groups of 5 in each, so I can count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. And I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 shaded in. Okay, I've done my division with my model. Now I'm going to do it in a different way with my algorithm. Okay, and I'm going to use my area model. Just a different way to look at it. There is more than one way to get to the right answer. You just want to make sure it's a way that will work every time. So I'm dividing each into groups of 5. I know that 20 nickels gives me 100 cents. Numbers the same, zeros a game, more on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. I can get more groups out of that 80, so I'm going to bring that up here. Let's try 10. 10 times 5 is 50. Numbers the same, zeros a game, more on top, no need to stop. I can still get more groups, so I'm going to bring that 30 up here. 6 times 5 is 30. Numbers the same, zeros a game. We got it. 20 plus 10 is 30, plus 6 is 36. Gotta add those partial quotients together. Here, 10 times 5 is 50. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros the game. And then 5 times 1 is 5. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Now you may have already noticed that 11 times 5 is 55 and just put 11 there. That's fine. I just want to show you there's more than one way to get to the right answer. If you didn't see that, you could still get there. Just like you may have seen that 30 times 5 gives you 150. You could get to the right answer faster, and that's great. But I'd rather you get to the right answer slowly than the wrong answer quickly if you're not sure about all your multiples. Use what you know to get to your solution. Now let's go ahead and check. Divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. Divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. Since our remainder for both is 0, and the identity property says when you add 0, the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same. We don't need to actually add the 0. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 groups of 3 tens is 15 tens, plus 3 more tens is 18 tens, or 180. 5 groups of 1 is 5. 5 groups of 10 is 5 tens, 50. 55, that matches our dividend. 180 matches our dividend here. Now I do actually multiply to check. I don't just put numbers down there and pretend to check. It's a way to make sure you have the right answer. So our numerator is definitely 11, and our denominator is definitely 36. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, trimester 1, week 12. Today is 10, 25, 19. And our fraction for today is 11, 36. Get out our number line. We did groups of 5. Okay, so last one we have is 736. So 836. Well, that's equivalent to 10/45, 20/90, 4/18, and 2/9 is the simplest form for that one. 936. That's equivalent to 15/60. And 1/4. That's its simplest form. Okay, then we have 10/36. Well, that is equivalent to 5/18. That's our simplest form, or our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. And then today is 11/36. There are no lines lined up below it. Just have the one above it. So that's our equivalent fraction in lowest terms, or simplest form. Let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.